What's going on, you guys? Today I have a top 3 Jasons video for you. Um, so these are my top 3 best Jasons, in which I still believe these are probably the best 3 Jasons, even though this is my opinion. But let's go ahead and get into it. There is no particular order which of these, but which Part 9 Jason I believe is one of the best ones, because his strengths, shifting, stun resistance, so you have a lower chance of a counselor stunning you and the time being stunned. Also, your stock duration is increased, which a lot of people sleep on stock because, so say you could, stock just lowers the music's gone and whenever you're Jason, like whenever you're a counselor and Jason's near you, the music is really loud, but which stock decreases that. So if you know where people are at, you could just put on stock real quick and then you could shift or morph next to them and they don't know it. So like they wouldn't hear you from far back, but once you do get close, they can't hear you, but you know they're there. And also shift time is increased. So being able to shift a lot is very crucial for Jason and you killing counselors, because the counselors are faster than you. Even though this Jason can't run, even if he could run, the counselors are still so much faster than you. So being able to shift a lot is very good to catch these counselors and to catch a lot of counselors in a group. Like I said, his only weak points, he can't really run. That's not really a big deal because you weren't going to be able to catch him if he could run anyway. Takes less hits to hit him. It's alright. Traps, not that big of a deal for me, at least. Aren't that big of a deal. It's a plus, yes, but if I don't have traps, it's not the end of the world. Up next is Part 6 Jason. I liked Part 6 Jason and I still do, but he has strength of throwing knives. His strengths are throwing knives, sense, and shift again. Shift is very crucial once again to get these counselors because you can't run to them. Sense, I like sense a lot. I use sense so much because it helps you see where the counselors are. If they're in a house, the house will glow up red. If they're not, they will glow up red. Still playing against some AJ players, you really need to use your sense, just because it's the only way you're going to detect them. And if you get your sense a lot, it just helps you. Throwing knives I love. I'm starting to get a lot better at my throwing knives, because if you hit them one time, it slows them down a little bit. But if you hit them twice with a throwing knife, then they start to go into that very slow, like, hurt walk, you know what I mean? Like, they really start to slow down, so you'll catch those people so much easier and they put up less of a fight. Again, this Jason cannot run. It's not that big of a deal if he can run. His defense and block chance is lowered. It's alright, not a big deal. Morph is lowered, which I don't really morph that often. I morph only a couple times throughout the game, and that's just to go to the car and like to spawn in. That's not much that I really morph for. Also, his weapon is the spear, which has a longer hit radius, so you can hit him a little bit farther. So that's why I kind of like this Jason, because of his weapon choice. And then what comes us to our final Jason, our final top Jason, is Part 2 Jason. His strength is he can run, but you do, like, his shift is bad, which does suck. Which you'll see if they can run, their shift's gonna be bad. The shift, they can't run. His shift does do bad, but what he does increase in is he does start with more traps. He starts out, I think, like 5 or 7 traps, something like that. So I mean, it really does help if you play with traps a lot. I don't really mess around with traps too much, but I've noticed they started to help me a lot, because I can use it for the car to stop them from getting in the car, or like around key areas they need to be in. Or if they're in a, I can just trap them if they're in the house. So traps do really help to help me morph a lot. The morph, having good morph isn't really that big of a deal for me. I don't really care too much for a good morph because I don't use it particularly. But what I do have an honorable mention for Part 3 Jason, because he is a very good beginner Jason, which you do get him at the beginning. He can run, which is pretty good. And he has increased what his weapon does more strength, so like when you hit him, it takes less hits to kill the counselor. And grip strength, having a good grip strength is so crucial in my opinion, because like it allows you to get those, to walk towards those environmental kills, and just simply like people can't button mash and get out of your grip. So that's my opinion. I think that Jason's a very good alternative and a very good starting Jason. But if this video did help you guys and you do have some changes on your Jasons, please let me know in the comment section below and leave a like. I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.